Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So this video was originally supposed to be up yesterday. However, I was just busy enjoying life. I was with my best friends. So that's why it's going up today. We have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to say. This video is not going to be like drastically long, but I do have some thoughts, some comments, some concerns, and just, a general perspective on this entire Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So without further ado, sit back, enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that bell to be notified every single time I upload content or post a video, and enjoy. So I think the first thing that I just really want to point out or just preface, or I don't know, I just want to put it out there. This is my own personal opinion. Others may agree with me, others may not. But one thing I will say is I think that this game has just gained so much unnecessary hate. I think it's very forced. I think it's honestly kind of childish, very petty. While I understand from a gamer's perspective, everybody's going to have their opinion. Everybody's going to have something that either works for them or that doesn't. This game is really just going to work for you. It's going to check a few boxes. You're going to be interested in checking it out. Or you may be in the same boat like I am. It's a day one purchase for me. Or it just might not be your cup of tea, and that's okay. But to continuously harp on a game that you're ultimately not really going to experience or really even take the time to settle down into to try to understand, I think the unnecessary and forced hate from that perspective is just, it's so childish. It's so petty. And what do I mean by unnecessary and forced hate? And I'm only going to mention this very, very briefly, and then I'm going to get on into my preview of the game. There have been big content creators such as Caboose, Jay Shockblast, etc., who got flown out to actually participate in a live playtest of Suicide Squad, and they were able to talk about their experiences and their impressions on the game. And once those got posted, IGN and other companies started posting their previews as well. There was some praise, there was some flack, there was some questions, comments, concerns, and pretty much everybody within the Rocksteady community, within the Arkham community, was really wanting Rocksteady and WB to really lift the NDA so that we can give our experience from our perspective, because I think we can all agree, if you've been interacting with me on Twitter for the past couple of days, if you followed me, it has been an uphill battle trying to defend this game, or at least trying to get people to give it a chance, or really try to get them to understand it, at least at the very minimum. But I realized over the past couple of days that that's not my responsibility. It is just my responsibility to give you my opinion, my thoughts, my impressions. And so that's what this video is. So first and foremost, I would like to just say thank you to WB and to Rocksteady for allowing me access to participate in the alpha that took place a little while ago. I'm just going to get right into it. Off the bat, first of all, I'm a huge fan of the Arkham series. I've been playing since Arkham Asylum came out back in 2009. So I have strong faith in what Rocksteady is doing. I have strong faith in their game development, just because that's their expertise. They know they have created this legacy. They know the ins and out of their lore. They've been going strong since 2009 with Batman Arkham Asylum. I've played Arkham City, Arkham Knight. I trust that they know what they're doing. I will admit, initially when I saw this game and when it got announced, I was excited, but I was very, very, very skeptical and nervous in a sense, because I had not seen a game like this since we had Avengers that was developed by Crystal Dynamics Square Enix. So I was coming at it with an optimism and excitement, but it was a cautious optimism and excitement. And as we've gotten to know more about this game, as we've gotten to experience it hands on, I'm sold on it. I like it. I have a few concerns or a couple of gripes here and there, but at the end of the day, with what we've been shown of the game, the information that we've gotten just in the past couple of days with the Suicide Squad developer Q&A that happened in the Discord channel, I am 100% sold that they know what they are doing. They are confident in what they are putting out. And I think it is just up to us as a general public, for those who really are excited for the game, to just enjoy it. Ignore all of the hearsay and the negative talk and just enjoy it. Getting into my initial reactions, when the alpha test happened, we only got to play up to a certain point in the story. I don't even really think it went past chapter 2, if not up to a certain point in chapter 2. When I actually physically got my hands on the game, I was nervous. I started it up, and there's one thing I will definitely say is there is a learning curve to this game. I went in like, yes, I knew that it was going to be very different from what we've experienced with the Arkham series, although it was a continuation of the Arkham series. I just didn't know like how the controls were going to work, what certain moves or abilities were going to be triggered with what prompts on my controller. I was always used to that Arkham feeling, hitting the square, beating up, pressing triangle to counter, you know, all the basics of the combat system that we've gotten used to over the years. So once I jumped into the game and tutorials started happening, it was definitely a bit of a learning curve, but it was fun to me. It was fun in the sense of I like how you're able to string certain things together to sort of fit your play style. I really love Rocksteady's envisioning of Metropolis and just how beautiful this city looks. I love the day and night cycle, the weather cycles. I think it's going to make for some very dynamic cutscenes, some dynamic gameplay, some awesome photo mode moments. And I'm just overall really excited for that aspect of it. I also want to talk about the story and sort of the little bit of the story that I got to experience, and I honestly think it was really captivating to me. I think that the team really understands the characters, and I think that they're very fleshed out in the sense of the relationships they have with each other and the dynamic of working together as a team, even though they're forced to do so. I think that the narrative is going to be a really, really strong point for this game, really coming out of the gate. For those of you who are like me, who are already sold on the traversal, on the combat, on the gear system, on the collecting, all of that stuff, but then you know that this is just a continuation of the Arkham lore, we've automatically been sold for day one. For those of you who are kind of on the fence about it, I feel as if what's really going to drive this home to get you to try it is going to be the narrative. I think from a narrative standpoint, they're going to hit us really hard. I think it's going to be an emotional roller coaster, but I think it's going to be something that is going to be very talked about. It's going to be appreciated and enjoyed, especially with this being Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman. I think that even in the little bit that I saw of his performance, I was tearing up, I was crying, and I was excited to see more of the Batman that I've grown up with. So I'm very, very excited to see where they're taking the story, where they're taking, this game, the content, and the future possibilities of some DLC and things of that nature. I want to talk about these. Let's talk about the HUD complaints. Let's talk about my experience with the HUD and all of that. A lot of people's biggest gripe with this game right now is the HUD or the UI, how it looks on your screen, because they're so used to seeing something much more simplistic in games like Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, or what have you. Now, what I don't understand, I definitely understand having an opinion on the HUD, whether you think it may work or may not. But what I do not understand is lashing out at this HUD as if the game has marketed the HUD or the game itself as anything other than what we have all seen and experienced. From my personal perspective and from my personal experience, as I was playing this alpha test, I barely noticed the HUD. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was just way too immersed within the traversal, within the combat, within the gameplay, trying to make sure that I'm getting in my combos and stringing that together with my traversal in the smoothest way possible, really trying to find my playstyle. And I really didn't notice the HUD half the time. And when I did, it was because it was a tutorial that was popping up. As I stated, this game has a bit of a learning curve, and that's okay. So in the first half of it, you're going to be getting tutorials to really help you understand what this game is, what it's trying to present itself as, and what you really need to learn in order to feel successful in this game. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I didn't even notice the HUD. I really think people are freaking out about it for no reason. And even if you think is something that's unattractive or unappealing to your eyes, it is completely customizable. Just turn it off. Like, it's fine. Just turn off certain portions or certain aspects of the UI that you don't want to see on your screen. This game is about fitting and adapting to your personal playstyle. If certain aspects of the HUD do not appeal to your playstyle, you have the option to customize it. So let's just move on from that entire topic. I think it's kind of ridiculous in a sense. Now, I tried every single character throughout this alpha test, but I really tried to focus on playing with Harley Quinn because that is who I'm going to be maining when I start playing the game on January 30th, or I think access comes out 29th. I can't remember. I have to check. But I was playing with Harley a lot because I knew I was going to main her. And I will admit, starting off initially, she felt a little clunky to me in terms of traversal because the physics are there a little bit more than they are in Spider-Man. However, the physics was something that was added as an accessibility feature in Spider-Man 2. So you can turn that up or down depending on your personal preference. I'm just stating that in the terms of this game, it was a little bit of a learning curve. And I know I've been saying that word a lot, but it was a little bit challenging for me personally to use traversal with Harley because she did feel a little bit clunky. Now, the developers did confirm in their Q&A in the Discord that I was in that she is their fastest character, and it does take a little bit of skill to get used to her. And once you really start getting that good flow, she'll feel faster than what, you may have initially felt. And so with that being said to me and with me getting that confirmation, I have no doubt in my mind that once I jump back in on the 30th and I really spend time with this character and really learning her traversal and how she moves throughout the city, I will have no problem. I didn't have too much of a problem even when I did the alpha test. I just thought she felt a little heavy at times. So one of my other, I guess, not necessarily gripes, but concerns about the game. The city does feel a bit empty. I will say that. And I get why the city is empty. If you know what, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. I went into some more details over on my Twitter, which I will show here as far as like my impressions and what I thought and things of that nature. I know why the city is empty. If we all know why the city is empty. Being said, I definitely understand their reasoning behind having this massive empty city, but I still feel as if there would be a few survivors here and there, trying to camp out somewhere or straggling along the street somewhere, just to give it that little bit of an extra oomph in a sense. And who knows, maybe this will be something that comes in later seasons down the line when we get extra added content. I just know that as of right now, the city does feel a bit lifeless to me. That's not necessarily a huge concern or a huge issue for me. It's just something that I did notice, and I was kind of like, I would still expect to see a few stragglers here and there trying to hide out or camp out that the Suicide Squad members may come across in their journey trying to save the city from Brainiac. With that being said, sound off in the comments with which version of the game that you pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the digital deluxe version, and also sound off in the comments with your excitement for the game. What are your questions? What are your concerns? I'm going to be covering so much on this game when it drops. You can expect a playthrough. You can expect my reactions. You can expect my overall thoughts after I finish the story. So we are in here for the long haul, and if you're here with me, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and listen to my impression and my preview of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. With that being said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that bell to be notified every single time I upload content, and I'll see you guys on the 30th if you're going to join me then. My backseat ain't empty, we just left the finish, we getting it all over the world.